The spring of 2015 turned out to be one of the wettest ever, and while the precipitation is always welcome, sometimes when it comes all at once, it feels like it can be almost too much of a good thing.
We've seen more rain than we have in many, many years, as a matter of fact. It's a blessing in one way because it's kind of gotten us out of any drought ranges by any means, and the springs are in really good shape, but it proposes a lot of other significant challenges for city and public works and our infrastructure for the city.
When hard rain continues to fall in short periods of time on already saturated ground, runoff begins to take a toll, manifesting itself through damage to infrastructure, perhaps most notoriously in the form of potholes.
The streets, as you can tell by all the potholes that we're fighting, it'll wash out some of the patching material in places, and most streets are destroyed by water in some form or fashion. So when you have 11 inches, say, over a weekend, or 5 inches in 2 or 3 hours, it's going to really wreak havoc on the streets, and that's going to cause our crews to really be behind as we find ourselves right now.
Another challenge to city infrastructure is the way excess stormwater inundates the sewage treatment plant. Despite maintaining a substantial stormwater drainage system, sometimes Mother Nature keeps pouring it on to the point of overload. This exact situation occurred more than once this past spring.
The city has a fairly extensive drainage system for stormwaters. It's everything from creeks to little bar ditches on some of the side streets to underground structures. There's detention, and I mean there's just literally miles and miles of storm drainage. However, as I said, when you get this much rain that fast, it can't contend with it all, so there's consequences to that. It'll back up onto the streets or into people's yards. When everything's perfect, you're still going to have some age, some different things that's going to affect your infrastructure. In this case, it comes so fast that there's no way to take, we can't keep up with it. I know I had crews that were out for a couple of days in advance before this last large event, preparing, cleaning out the drains, making sure everything was flowing as it was supposed to. We've got full-time rodding crews that keep the systems clean. All my street department guys work on drainage, and they were out in preparation for these last few events to try to make sure that everything was good. And actually on this last one, it was slow enough, even though it was a massive amount of rain, it came down at a slow rate, and I think they did a pretty good job. I mean, of course, there were some issues, as there always is when you have events like that, but I think they did a really good job.
Although the city does all it can to prepare for and later mitigate the impact of powerful natural weather events such as this spring's heavy rains, it has to stop short of private property. Ultimately, it is the responsibility of the homeowner to prepare and protect his or her property from the effects of weather.
Kind of the rule of thumb is if we create an issue that causes excessive water to come onto your property, then we're going to do everything we can to fix that. But people just need to understand, if you're in a low spot, chances are pretty good when you get 11 inches of rain, you're going to get your feet wet. And I need people to understand that. We'll help any way that we can, but just understand that. On new construction, in the modern codes, you're not supposed to put your place where you could create an issue where you're putting water on somebody from rainfall or whatever. There are codes to try to protect you from those kinds of events. But if you live in a low-lying place, I mean, just the nature of that beast is that when water comes, it's going to seek the lowest level. So you need to bear those kinds of things in mind, at least if you're looking for a new place or a different place, that if it's in a low spot, it's probably going to get wet at some point in time.
While Ada is thankful for the rain, citizens are urged to protect their homes and themselves from weather-related events that can be potentially harmful, as well as take the time to report any public property that appears damaged.
We have a full-time patching crew right now that's going out when people call in and say, hey, there's a pothole here, and we get out and we look for them as well. But people can call in and let us know that there's a pretty bad spot. I know the rest of the city staff does that as well, because I get text all weekend from everything from the city manager to the guy that's working at the cemetery to tell me, hey, there's a big pothole here. So the crews are out trying to get all those things patched and repaired. And then of course, when we build streets or when we can, we work on those drainage issues to try to keep that from happening in the future.